Jari Litmanen is the only player to have played internationally over 4 different decades. The first 2 players born in a reunified Germany combined for the World Cup winning goal. Mario Götze and André Schürrle were both substituted onto the field against Sweden in 2010 to become the first 2 players born since Germany reunified to represent the nation. In 2014, it was Schürrle who assisted Götze for the extra time winner against Argentina in the World Cup final. Widzew Łódź is the only club this century to defend the title of Second Division champions. They won the Polish Second Division in 2007 and 8, but were relegated back down immediately due to their involvement in a corruption scandal. In 2008-9, they won it again. Rio Mavuba was born at sea. The midfielder, who amassed 13 caps for France, was born on a boat in international waters, and as a result, did not have a nationality. He eventually received French citizenship in 2004 as he grew up there. Coventry City did not finish in the top 6 of any division between 1970 and 2018. For almost 50 years, the Sky Blues were one of the most depressing clubs in the English pyramid. In 1996, Ida Gudjohnsen was subbed on for Arnold Gudjohnsen, making them the first, and still only father and son duo, to appear in the same international match. Ida was 17 at the time, and Arnold was 34. Unfortunately, they never got to be on the pitch at the same time. The president of the Football Association of Iceland, Egert Magnusson, gave the coach Logi Olafsson an express order not to play them together in that game. He wanted it to happen on home turf, but Gudjohnsen Jr. ended up breaking his leg. By the time he was fit again, Gudjohnsen Sr. had retired. In the 1930 World Cup, 300 people attended a match between Romania and Peru. 1 week later, 80,000 people attended a match between Romania and Uruguay. Queen's Park, a team from Glasgow, have played in 2 FA Cup finals. Scottish clubs used to compete in the tournament's early days, until 1887, when the Scottish Football Association banned its members from taking any further part. Renton, Hearts, Rangers and Partick Thistle have all entered the competition in the past, while Gretna, who are situated in Scotland but near the border, played in the competition until they joined the Scottish Football League in 2002. Sebastian Abreu, nicknamed El Loco, played for a record 32 different teams across 11 countries. Dejan Stankovic has played for 3 different national teams at World Cups. The former Inter Milan man represented Yugoslavia at their last tournament in 1998, before playing for Serbia and Montenegro in 2006, and finally an independent Serbia side in 2010. Between 1996 and 1979, German goalkeeper Sepp Maier played 442 consecutive Bundesliga games for Bayern Munich. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United never lost a game at Old Trafford while leading at half-time. In the 1950 World Cup, England were beaten 1-0 by the USA, and the goalscorer wasn't even a US citizen. Joe Gaetjens was a Haitian working as a dishwasher in New York City. He was never given citizenship for the States and even represented Haiti internationally. Thomas Muller has never scored in the European Championship. Despite having 10 World Cup goals, Muller hasn't scored in 15 matches in the Euros. Christian Benteke scored more goals at Anfield as an opponent than he did as a Liverpool player. Between January 1986 and March 2023, every Arsenal starting lineup contained a player that was managed by Arsene Wenger. Mathieu Flamini scored more goals for Arsenal at White Hart Lane than Thierry Henry, even though Henry scored 228 goals for Arsenal, and Flamini managed just 13. Scott Carson has won 2 UEFA Champions Leagues in Istanbul in 2005 and 2023, also giving him the longest time between wins in Champions League history. In 1979, a Scottish Cup tie between Falkirk and Inverness had to be postponed 29 times due to bad weather. Arsenal were the only team in the first ever televised football match, as they arranged a practice match against the reserve team, which the BBC decided to broadcast. Former Bolton Wanderers forward Wilberforce Montgomery was concussed by a pie thrown at him during a friendly match in Wigan. 36 red cards were brandished during the clash between Claypole and Victoriano Arenas in the 5th tier of Argentinian football in 2011. 2 players were sent off in the first half, but a mass brawl after the break ultimately led to referee Damien Rubino sending off every single player, substitute, and member of the coaching staff. In 2014, Tim Howard made a World Cup record of 16 saves as the USA lost 2-1 to Belgium. The fastest goal from a Premier League substitute came from Nicolas Bentner. 1.8 seconds after coming on for Arsenal, he headed home from a Cesc Fabregas corner against Spurs. In the last 10 years of his career, Toni Kroos never dropped below a 92% pass completion rate, even going 1,300 minutes without misplacing a single pass. Cristiano Ronaldo failed to score in his first 25 Champions League games, but ended up as the competition's all-time top scorer. Although the Elastico is one of the most well-known moves in football, it was invented by the relatively obscure Japanese-Brazilian footballer Sergio Echigo. The penalty spot was originally invented as a cost-saving measure in the 1890s to replace the penalty line that was previously drawn across the entire pitch. In the 2007-8 season, Derby County only managed 11 points in the Premier League. With 3 years between them, Thomas Vermaelen and Jan Vertonghen had eerily similar careers. They both spent their youth years at Beerschot in their native Belgium, then switched to the Ajax youth setup, then went on loan at RKC Waalwijk, then eventually captained Ajax, and finally switched to North London. The longest goal ever scored was 105 yards by Newport County goalkeeper Tom King. Following Man City's 3-1 win against West Ham in September, Rodri broke the record for the longest undefeated streak by a player in club football, at 74 matches. This is because in official statistics, matches lost on penalty shootouts are counted as draws. So when City lost the Community Shield to Arsenal and were eliminated by Madrid in the Champions League, it did not count as a loss in the stats. Irish defender Kenny Cunningham played 335 Premier League matches without ever getting on the score sheet. That's 30,149 minutes without a goal. Thanks for watching.